Charlie.
And I'm Michael.
And we're back talking about all things Tomorrowland. So do you want to maybe walk them through the bracelets?
Yeah, so this was I think it was 2015
I think
bracelets.
it was one of the first.
Yeah, one of the first. I'm pretty sure it's a 2015 bracelet, but this is your bracelet. So this is your pass to Tomorrowland for everything from entry.
Food, drinks.
Well, let's start with the entry to the main
That's
festival. So if you don't have one of these, you won't get in.
Nope.
On top of that, your food, your drinks, pretty much even on your store.
Jumpers, if you forgot one.
So the Tomorrowland bracelet is really your key to everything, and probably very importantly, inside the bracelet is a little chip, and that little chip not only identifies you as a guest of Tomorrowland, but it also gives you or has all of your cash actually on it. So there is a cashless system inside Tomorrowland. You basically exchange your euros for a bunch of pearls. You don't actually get the pearls, unfortunately. You get little electronic pearls, but maybe in the future they'll do a direct swap. I don't know. But those pearls are your payments. The more pearls you buy in a single transaction, the more value you get. So, probably one of the big things is, if you're putting money onto your bracelet, particularly if you're using cash or card, you can wait in a fair bit of a line. So, if you can pre-do it, do it beforehand, particularly if you manage to score your tickets through the official channels. But just make sure you do it on as fewer transactions as possible, because you will get more value for your money by doing it in a single transaction. The other thing as well, one thing trap that we fall in just about every
single year
is after the festival. Do yourself one of two favors. Either spend all your pearls, which is quite unlikely, but spend all your pearls, or make sure you request the refund. The refunds are only open for about 28 days after the festival, and after that, your pearls unfortunately get crushed and
kept. So somebody else is enjoying them. Yes. And you know what? Every single year we've forgotten it. So maybe put that in your phone and make sure you actually refund your pearls or just spend them.
Tomorrowland, brought to you by Charlie and Michael's Excess Pearls.
Totally. I guess the next thing is how to get around. So if you're like me and I guess crowds and public transport's a little bit scary, we tend...
When was the last time you took a bus?
Never. Don't like them. They are good for the environment. However, I'm a germaphobe, so it doesn't work too well with me. But look, there's plenty of different ways to get to Tomorrowland. It really depends, I guess, where you stay. The last 3 years we've done Antwerp. This year we will be doing Belgium, so keep an eye out for our little tips and tricks for that. But look, taxis, Uber, buses, and shuttles from all the different hotels.
If you're staying in an official Tomorrowland hotel, or actually nearly any of the hosts, nearly all the major hotels will have shuttles that are going to and from Tomorrowland. They do run on a schedule, so do make sure that you sort of check that schedule beforehand. To be honest, if you're in a bit of a group, you might want to just grab a taxi. Getting a taxi from your hotel to Tomorrowland is a piece of cake. Now, taxis can't get you as close as you would probably like.
But the walk's kind of nice. It's scenic. And you get to meet other people along the way as well.
But getting home taxis, they can be a bit fun.
You can get into a lot of kind of taxi cab fights.
Yeah, so. They have a bit of a taxi cab mafia. Would probably be the best way. Look, guys, if you ride the taxi on your way in, you'll know that it's about 50 odd euros from Antwerp. We're strictly talking about. But when you try and get a taxi back,
we've been charged like 120 euro.
9 out of 10 taxis will literally say to you 100 euro. A lot of them will get you to try and sort of pay them up front. Make sure that they have the meter running. That's the number one trick.
Big trick.
Even if you go in, you say you're going to if you just sort of sit in the cab and off they go, and you don't sort of have a taxi driver trying to pre-negotiate you the price. Chances are, he's got something like a newspaper sitting on top of the meter or something like that.
But you know what? That's a travel basic anyway. Always make sure that the cab meter is on. But look, they did get a little bit better with that last year because they'd kind of like systemized the cab rank. And, like the police and the organizers were really on top of it.
It only took us 2 taxis. Previously, it's been up to, 6, 7 cabs? So
so we actually, I think it was the second one we got into, because the first guy tried 120. And at that point, I was like, Mikey, get out of the fucking cab because we are out.
Yes.
Bleep that. Because I'm not paying €120 to get out of there. So, yeah, they're pretty good. Like, you tell basically the organizers, and that cab gets blacklisted. So, there's a lot of really nice cabs out there. Wear your seatbelt, though, because some of them drive crazy.
Probably the other thing to note as well, if you're thinking about an Uber, there is a bit of a hierarchy for access. On the last episode we mentioned about sort of safety and the way how they stop crowds. Buses can get you very close. In fact, they drop you, maybe
Pretty
within
much
a 5-minute, 3-minute walk to the door. If you're taking a taxi, last year it was probably a 20-minute walk, particularly going home. I mean, it was a decent long walk, especially after you've been raving all day on your feet.
And I've had a few.
But Ubers, well, they're on the next ring out.
They're like literally by the highway.
So, if you're going to grab an Uber, just walk back to your hotel.
You know what? Just grab a cab. It's probably like €15 more. Totally worth it at the end of the night when it starts to get really, really cold and you're fighting with everybody else trying to find your Uber.
And don't forget about Uber's classic surcharge. We've seen surcharges go through the roof, and at that point, it's certainly worth your while just to grab yourself a local taxi. So, I guess that's probably the main tips for obviously getting in and around to Tomorrowland itself. Tomorrowland is in Boom. It's based between Antwerp and Brussels. You've got 2 major cities. Obviously, getting between those 2 cities is quite easy. I mean, Europe's great with trains. Both of those 2 cities have a major airport. We've flown both in and out of both of those 2 airports. You've got nearby cities. In Holland, you've got places like Rotterdam and Amsterdam. You can obviously go into France. So you can go into really any of the major airports. Get yourself in. Obviously, the transport's going to be quite busy. This is probably the
Plan ahead.
Busiest times of the year for these guys coming in.
And always pre-book your train tickets, especially allocated seating, because somewhere in Europe, if you haven't booked your train seat, like an actual allocation, you could literally be standing for like 4 hours. So definitely worth the extra money kind of to book that. Also around Tomorrowland time, getting in and out of Brussels and Antwerp can be really quite difficult unless you leave literally like 6 a.m. the next day because everyone's hungover and isn't moving.
Very quiet.
Which is when we usually leave. Just pre-book. Be a little bit organized on that front. But look, most of the really, really good shows, like for us, we tend to start at Tomorrowland at say about 4 o'clock, booking maybe a restaurant, but we will get to that later. In which case, like we usually explore the kind of local hotspots in the mornings, and they do have amazing breakfasts. But we'll discuss that a little bit more. There are some amazing different places to go, especially in Antwerp. Brussels, we'll have to give you the lowdown after. But yeah, take the time to explore. I don't think, unless you're a die hard fan, you don't have to be there super early. So explore around the area, have some of the local food, meet some locals before you get partying again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, probably one of the other big questions that people sort of asked us is, what do we do when we get to Tomorrowland? Are we in a little tent or are we, sort of doing it in an alternative way?
Are we camping?
Yeah. Look, I love camping.
Well, I love camping when I have my own bathroom.
Yeah.
And an elevated bed and Nintendo Wii. So I think we would call it glamping.
Well, they have those options too.
Yes, you can do the glamping option in Tomorrowland, and I would totally do that, but it's so hard to book them. They do have, what are they called? Lodges?
Yeah.
They are super 5-star. Some of them even have rooftops.
But the rooftop, well, not the rooftop lodge, but the lodges, all come with a balcony. Some of them have pools.
They're like a little chalet.
Yeah, they're all set up there, specifically for the event. Great if you're going in a small little group. I would sort of say, if it's just two people or a small group, it's probably a fairly
Might be better
expensive.
off in a hotel.
Yeah, but if you've got a mid-sized group, it's probably a great option, particularly if you've got one person who's willing to foot the bill and get the luxuries for you, and you pile in to attend and leave all the rest of the stuff with them. We can't really comment too much on the actual Dreamville itself because we've done hotels every single year. But look, obviously we've met a lot of people along the way. Everybody says, it's a bunch load of fun. You do get to spend a lot of time with people. You do find a lot of people that kind of burn themselves out, in the Dreamville area.
Don't peak too early. It's a long weekend.
Yeah, and I think that's a nice thing about it. If you do it in a hotel, you get the ability to kind of explore a city.
Wake up a little.
Yeah, and the other thing, you can get really cheap, good massages. Now, massages after a festival.
Actually, every night or every morning before you go to the festival, it'll really keep you on your toes and really, really awake to enjoy the rest of the festival at night. But yeah, look, we normally do hotels. We just find them a little bit easier. We're in our 30s, so we do like our little luxuries. And you know what? They're in city centers, which means that we can have our crazy big breakfasts or Belgian waffles, room service. Big thing, room service. But look, there's plenty of ways to enjoy it. We've had a lot of people that have done the camping way, and apparently it's like a whole nother kind of experience because after Tomorrowland actually finishes every night, it's like a massive party again at the after party. So I guess maybe have a chat or Google a couple of people that have camped if you'd like to camp. But we mostly do the hotel route.
One probably bit of advice I'll give you as well. As you can probably tell, I love my cameras. I love taking footage. The first Tomorrowland I went there, I spent probably half my time behind the camera. Only to find out, obviously, Tomorrowland's probably one of the best, concerts / events, festivals, when it comes to actually filming the event. So, you know what? Definitely, guys, bring your cameras, take out your phones, record some stuff, but do it personal. Do it for you. Do it for your memories. If you want to actually record the actual main stage events, trust me when I say the music that's coming out of those speakers, blaringly loud, the crowd, that's just going to basically wash out your speakers. The lights are going to flicker your screens.
Wait until the actual post Tomorrowland features come out, like the pro stuff. They're 100 times better than anything you can get on your iPhone. But, if you want to, say, film or photograph you and your friends, having a crazy time, go for it. But I wouldn't probably, instead of being watching the moment, I would be in the moment because it's like nothing you'll ever experience.
A lot of people bring their selfie sticks.
Please don't.
Try not to smack other people in the head with your selfie stick. The other thing as well, a lot of selfie sticks get used to sort of swing the flags and that sort of stuff. If you're swinging your flag, once again, don't swing it into people. They generally don't like it. But I think if you look at it, everybody's there to have fun. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Be safe. Be wise. You are around thousands or hundreds of thousands of other people. So using your general common sense and just having a good time. Stay inside your comfort zones. Get outside your comfort zones, but stay inside your comfort zone. So really try and enjoy the festival.
Meet new people.
Meet new people.
There's so many. There's literally 400,000 brand new friends you haven't even met yet. And you know what? I think take the opportunity to dress up. Look, the first time we went, I was in leggings and a t-shirt because I was kind of like, what is going on here? What's the deal? Look, I've seen 100 Pikachus, a couple of bunny rabbits, some people in just body glitter and sequins. Look, it's literally up to you. If you want to dress up like an animal or like a Pocahontas or whatever, do it because...
If you have any ideas for Charlie for this year, pop some comments in the comments area. and I'll see what I can do to try and get her in one of them.
No promises, but look, I'm a little open to recommendations. I have been skipping my chocolate and doing a bit more exercise because literally, guys, this festival requires a little bit of stamina. Don't peak too early.
Thick socks. Unless you're going in heels, in which case you're crazy. But if you
don't do heels,
hats off to you. But if your feet are in shoes, get into shoes, get the insoles, wear a pair of thick socks. Do anything you can to try and take that pressure.
Bring the insoles, because trust me when I say you go to every pharmacy in Antwerp, and I'm guessing Belgium's the same, and they're sold out. Yeah. Literally sold out. So do yourself a favor and come prepared.
Wear shoes that have been worn in as well. Don't let it be the first time you've worn a pair of shoes.
Don't make that mistake.
You'll get blisters. You'll wreck half your weekend. The other thing is really important as well is take a break. There are so many places in Tomorrowland where you can have a seat. Unlike a lot of other festivals where it's all only on your feet. Here you've got eating areas, you've got the massive hills around the main stage.
There's even some hidden lounge areas as well with what do they call it? The hammocks that are under bridges.
Very hard to find, but yes.
Yeah, they are under the bridges. There is one section that's kind of near the main food court stage. So maybe check that out. But
yeah, just like when you're having a few to drink, when you can feel you're having too many, you should stop there. And just the same goes for your feet. You should just stop there, lay back for 15, 20 minutes. Let your feet recuperate, and then continue on. Because if you've got 3 days of it, you'll wreck it on the first one.
And let's go back to, costumes and dressing up. Look, guys, men do it too. So I have seen couple matchies, which is so cute. And then, guys are getting body glittered. We had, we mentioned, there are a few mankinis, probably not so keen on those. But you know what, to each his own. So if you want to see Michael...
Comments if you want me in a mankini.
Dressed up in something cute, please let me know, because I am trying to get him to dress up in a little couple's outfit with me, and every year he goes in his business pants and a t-shirt.
Oh, I did not go in my business pants last year.
I'm sorry, he went in a pair of linen trousers. So let's try and get him in a pair of short shorts maybe this year, guys, so comment below.
No.
Hey, he could always do the body glitter thing with me, right? I guess, what else do we have to go through? I think that's it for this kind of segment.
Yeah, look, I mean, in the next segment, I think we want to sort of cover off a lot of the food options. We are great foodies. We love to go.
Favorite part.
Yeah, particularly Charlie, but we love to go from place to place from food. We mentioned, one of the first things we do generally when we get in the door, we go and grab some of the food. Tomorrowland really just isn't any old sort of festival food destination.
No soggy chips inside.
It has some of the best food that you will have, particularly in a concert or a festival, but even for general dining, they have some amazing experiences which you must check out if you're going to Tomorrowland.
And surprisingly affordable as well.
Absolutely.
The Belgium Steakhouse is one of our favorites, which we will go through in the next segment. But look, it really is worthwhile, I think, to book the restaurants. They are kind of an experience on their own, and for fellow germaphobes, they do have clean toilets, which makes me quite happy. Totally worth the extra money.
Yeah, so until next time, we will catch you around. And look, obviously, if you haven't gotten your Tomorrowland tickets yet for this year, make sure you get them.
Head to Viagogo and buy them now, because we would love to see you there. If you do have tickets, maybe pop some details down. And maybe we can meet at Tomorrowland and get a real team together.
Hashtag meet the strangers.
Yeah. See you later.
See you guys.
Try so hard to take my says to my heart, still I want to keep her. Oh, why is this so hard? Try so hard to take my eyes off you. I'm about to lose my common sense. The moment when you showed up, then I know. Oh my, here we go again. Are you coming back to my life after all we said and done? Are you coming back to my life? I thought that you were gone. Try so hard to take my eyes off you. I'm about to lose my common sense. The moment when you showed up, then I know. Oh my, here we